Welcome to this Sunday's Gospel Reflection. After teaching about the parable of the prodigal son, a teacher asked her Sunday school kids, "Now tell me, who suffered the most in this story?" A young child raised her hand and answered, "The fatted cow." Poor cow! It had to pay the ultimate price so that the family and friends of the lost son could rejoice and celebrate his return. Let's start with the younger son. What was his choice? He decided that since the inheritance was his by right, then he might just as well enjoy it. This was a golden opportunity not to be missed. If I have the money, why not use it to have a good time? Now, tomorrow never comes. For him, money meant freedom and having it good and easy. He chose pleasure, comfort, immediate satisfaction, no limits, no restrictions. Just have fun. And in his recklessness, he did not realize that in life everything is limited. The money was limited. The friendships were limited. His pleasures were limited. In his youthful foolishness, he had not yet learned that a lasting good life is possible only if we accept that the so-called good things of this earth are limited and limiting. Not respecting and accepting this truth is a recipe for disaster. His short-sighted choice carried a very high price. Hunger, loneliness, destitution, despair. Back at home, the elder son seemed to be the poster-perfect son. Faithful, hardworking, respectful, conscientious, dedicating his life to serve and please his father. This was his choice. He would do anything to earn and merit the love and money of his father. His choice missed out on the deepest truth about every inheritance, as well as everything else. Life is a gift freely given. It cannot be earned or merited. So, in spite of his apparent faithfulness, the elder son's mistaken choice was to rely on earning and deserving his inheritance. He committed the same mistake as his younger brother. He was so hell-bent on earning the inheritance that he did not realize that he already had it. So no wonder that he saw his father only as an exploiter, not rewarding him for his hard work, at least with a goat. Gently, his good father tried to wake him up to the truth. You are always with me, and everything I have is yours. This was indeed a heavy price that the elder son paid. Whilst toiling to earn the money of his father, he simply missed out on seeing the love of his father. This was his choice. The father himself, in his love for his sons, also made a big and very hard choice. He chose to totally disappear from the equation, if I may say so. He chose to allow full freedom for his sons to make their own choices. For himself, he would simply carry the full weight of their wrong choices until they discovered who he was and how much he loved them for their own sake and not for their good behavior or for their faithful service. No, God's love is not a right that we can abuse of just because he is too good, too soft. So he will give us whatever we need, whatever we ask for. It is not a right or reward we can earn by obedient submission to please and satisfy him. Both the ungrateful spendthrift son and his pretentious righteous brother ended up by paying a high price. After all, both of them lived just to have fun with their friends. That were their stated objectives. And both of them ended up hungry and lonely. Who among us won't admit that we too often have fallen into these same traps and so paid the same price? But God our Father has paid and constantly pays the highest price to save us from our own self-inflicted hunger and loneliness. He silently, patiently waits in the background, forgetting all about himself, expecting nothing from us, until the day when we will start loving him so much that we forget all about ourselves and our needs, as well as what we can get from him. No, God does not love us because he gives us what we want when we want it. God does not love us because he rewards our efforts to earn what we think that we deserve. True love pays the full price of forgetting about its own rights and its own interests. True love concentrates on just giving and waiting. Who suffered most and who paid the highest price in the story? Was it the younger son? Was it the elder son? Was it the fatted cow? Or was it the father, who much more than the fatted cow paid the highest price of lovingly giving his life so that his selfish and self-centered children may indeed rejoice and be glad? For him, all that was a small price to pay, so that his beloved children, that is you and me, who were lost and dead, will now be found and fully alive. Thank you, and God bless you.